A letter to Mr. Marshall Bregger. בסייעתא דשמיא בסד, רבי ישראל אודסר, 1556, 50th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11219, 212-851-5231, July 9, 1984. Mr. Marshall Bregger, The White House, Washington, D.C. 20500. Dear Mr. Bregger, my name is Israel Odesser. It has been 3 weeks since I wrote my letter requesting an urgent meeting with President Ronald Reagan. I received a reply from the scheduling office stating that I should first write to you, Mr. Bregger, explaining the nature of my request. I hope that you will arrange the meeting as soon as possible. Thank God I am 96 years old. This is the first time in my life that I ever left Israel. As you know from my first letter, by a great miracle I found a special piece of paper 62 years ago from Rabbi Nachman of Breslev, who aroused the interest of many great rabbis, righteous individuals, all over the world because they had witnessed the greatness of the Almighty, and they all said at once that in this piece of paper is hidden all the secrets of the salvation of the world. 3 months ago, I met with the chief rabbi of all the United States, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, Shalita. He gave me a letter stating the great importance of my mission and blessed my meeting with President Reagan. This holy piece of paper is from heaven. It is written in the handwriting of Rabbi Nachman. It contains many secrets that are hard to explain and talk about, but the secret of changing the entire world from bad to good depends upon printing all the works of Rabbi Nachman in all the languages of the world. I had an awakening in which I was enlightened that now is the time to build this international printing plant for the teachings and works of Rabbi Nachman. If one were to ask who is this Rabbi Nachman, one might get an insight from his writing in which he says that the whole world very much longs and greatly strives to know of me because the entire world needs me very much and cannot exist without me. He also says, I can return and cause all the nations of the world to believe in and serve the Almighty. For this I know clearly that I am the one and only leader, and there is no other leader like me. Mr. Bregger, speeches and talks of that kind had never been said since the world was created until Rabbi Nachman comes, and there are more of this kind. No person in the world had the guts or dared to say such things as Rabbi Nachman declared of himself. Only Rabbi Nachman knew that God had chosen him and told us that only by printing his books and spreading them all over the world can the world be corrected. Only then shall the redemption of the world come about. As you are possibly aware, the wisdom of Rabbi Nachman has been spread throughout the world, and scientists and other authorities of this generation are deriving much pleasure from his wisdom. But still, the light of Rabbi Nachman is hidden and scared, is hidden and sacred. He came to the world for his great mercy, to correct the world and to bring the world out of the darkness which still engulfs us all, and to show us the way by which we shall live a more pleasant, more truthful and fulfilling and peaceful life in all aspects. It is our obligation and endeavor to see that the great project materializes in the holy city of Jerusalem. This holy task requires a countless sum of money. For this reason, we request that the President of the United States of America give this genuine world peace initiative the sum of $1 billion so that we can all start to build this international printing plant. This sum of money is relatively small when contrasted with all that has been spent up to now and continues to be spent on planning and carrying out the ultimate destruction of the earth. I am asking you, Mr. Bregger, to let President Reagan know that my colleagues and I do not seek fame or fortune. Our only desire is to serve the Almighty and bring peace to this war-weary planet. During my lifetime, I have known some of the greatest philosophers, writers, and statesmen of recent generations, among them Martin Buber, because of his understanding of Rabbi Nachman's great genius, declared that he had no way of perceiving this genius, but nevertheless had declared, after learning some of Rabbi Nachman's teachings, that he must translate some of his gems from Yiddish and Hebrew into German and French. I was also close to the great Nobel Prize winner S.Y. Agnon, and also for 30 years was a very close friend of Zalman Shazar, a former president of the State of Israel. President Shazar also wrote a book containing the letters I sent him on the subject on the knowledge of Rabbi Nachman and how I became acquainted with his teachings at an early age. I spoke with former Prime Minister Menachem Begin 2 years ago, and he had told me that the State of Israel does not have the money for an undertaking such as the printing of Rabbi Nachman's works on this large scale. So it came to my mind and heart that I should ask your nation, the United States of America, because you have been blessed by God in all the blessing possible, because of your great kindness to the Jews who are in the United States. I want President Reagan to know that have the if he will have the privilege of offering his kind help for this matter, I promise him, with God's help, that he will be written in the history of mankind forever as the one who had assisted in the redemption of the world. He will also see the destruction of the evil nation, the USSR, who does not believe in God, the creator of all the universe, who is already punishing the USSR with lack of food. The USSR is not blessed by God because of the trouble they are giving its Jews. In addition to all this, America will be blessed in all matters of finance and morally and spiritually, and will be the symbol for the whole world. The United States will strengthen its ties and relationship with the people of Israel. But on the other hand, I have to tell President Reagan that if he will not give his kind help, then the world will continue to have wars and bloodshed. Many more millions of people will be killed all over the world, and the spiritual darkness will only become worse. I hope that President Reagan will not miss his one and only chance to make his and our dream come true. Rabbi Nachman said, "Without me, the entire world is chaos." Mr. Bregger, I hope you realize the awesome responsibility on your shoulders to persuade Mr. Reagan to grant this request, and not merely pass this message to him without further action. As soon as you receive this letter, please advise me. As you can realize, at age 96, I do not know how much longer I shall live, even though I have a clear mind and know exactly what I am saying and doing. As indicated in my last letter, I met with President Reagan's daughter in Los Angeles, and she promised she would do everything she could do she could, she could to help arrange my meeting with President Reagan. Mr. Bregger, I bestow all my blessings for your continued good health and success in your every endeavor. Sincerely yours, Rabbi Israel Odessa.